Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to a really quick first look and reaction to the Muppet Mayhem show that is coming out. I just saw that the trailers were dropping this week. I think it really started yesterday, but I wanted to get this up real quick. I'm currently working on a Riff Tracks video for this channel. Don't worry, this channel has not been forgotten in the midst of my gaming stuff coming out on my other channel, but this was something that I thought would be really cool to make a quick video about, to give my pre-trailer thoughts. I'm not huge into the idea of this show, honestly, because I love the Electric Mayhem. Do I think they can carry their own series? No, I actually don't. I don't think that the characters are developed well enough for Muppet characters. There are a lot of great developed Muppet characters. I don't think the Mayhem are really in that camp. Now, this could change that. Also, though, and the thing that's really keeping me from being too excited at this point, again, pre-trailer at least, is I did not like Muppets Now at all. That was the series they did back in, I think, 2020 or 2021. That was kind of more website-based. It was a TV show on Disney+, but it was almost like as if a bunch of the Muppets had like their own YouTube channel sketches they were doing, right? And you could make that kind of Muppet Show-esque. Which is where the Muppets excel, I think, the best in my opinion overall. The problem is, you use the same, like, 3 or 4 skits in almost every episode. Almost every episode, it only had 6, was Miss Piggy, Bunsen and Beaker, and the Swedish Chef, were, I think, the 3 most prominent. I think I might be forgetting one. But those were the 3 most prominent. Walter had 1 sketch in 1 episode, Kermit had 1 or 2, but those 3 are the most prominent. And those are 3 of my least favorites for Disney to focus on. Bunsen and Beaker can be fun, but their jokes are kind of limited. They're really, it's just science and Beaker getting hurt, and that's it. And I don't, even in the original Muppet Show, sometimes I'm like, okay, can we get to another sketch? Same thing with the Swedish Chef. The best part of the Swedish Chef segments were the guest cameos he had. It was the human characters making those scenes better. And then with Miss Piggy, it's like, Disney loves to do this and just make her just the default diva character. And I'm nothing bad about Eric Jacobson, but if it's not Frank Oz, it's hard to make Piggy interesting, in my opinion. And I think the 2015 show, after the hiatus, and they got rid of the toxic people that were making that show disgusting, and they actually had a few decent episodes post-hiatus, it seemed like they were actually trying to grow Piggy in a way that she hadn't in years. And then when that show ended, they were like, oh, never mind. She's just the full-on annoying diva again. And I'm just like, ah! I think the best they've done her were in those few episodes of the 2015 show at the end, and probably the 2011 movie, and I think that's it. I just have a complicated relationship with Disney and these characters. I think the 2011 movie is some of the best. That and the Haunted Mansion special are probably the best things they've done with the Muppets since they've had them, in my opinion. There's some people that are diehards for the 2015 show. I am not. I've never heard anyone say they love Muppets Now, though, in my own defense. I've never heard anybody say that. Again, if you love it, nothing wrong with it. I just thought it was so bland. So, you're already taking characters that I don't think could carry their own show anyway, and then you're giving it to Disney Plus, who, sometimes their shows head out of the park, and sometimes, like with Muppets Now, I think they're just boring. So, let's watch these trailers, though. Whew, alright, the audio's up. Hopefully you guys can hear it, and it's not too loud, because I'm not doing this live, so I don't know how loud it is. Okay. Okay, let's go.
The Mayhem? They taught Motley Crue how to shred and party.
Nice shot with the
They
legs.
tattooed their name on me when I was passed out. What?
Ooh, 45,
These guys
yeah?
go hard.
I was in
Hey, Danny
college
Trejo!
I saw the Mayhem play.
I was passed out. What?
Check, wait, go back. I skipped too much back.
These
And
guys
I'm
go
already
hard.
pausing. Danny Trejo and the Muppets are like a 10 out of 10, though. He's in all their stuff. It's great.
I was in college the first time I saw the Mayhem play.
I grew up idolizing Dr. T. I bought gold grills just to be like him.
Say cuckoo.
Is this already gonna... Wait, okay, they hit everything except one thing. Is this gonna be another thing where it's like, oh, but then the Muppets failed and they broke up? Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop pausing it. Oh, man.
Well,
That's true! That's a good point. That's a good point. The Mayhem has never had their own album.
3, 4.
Well, if they get one out of this, that'd be cool.
Waxtown Records. I would love to help you make an album.
The hell out of my
All right.
All right.
What's happening?
I think Animal digs you.
I dig the animal as well.
Don't do that.
Your life for an Electric Mayhem album. Finally, somebody is making it
Oh
happen.
man, the
Okay, it begins.
Yeah. Very good, Animal. What say we bring
See, Animal's humor is not that funny.
Bring the news.
How about a hot music collab, huh?
I think Animal's all ready to lay down our drum track.
I want one of those, the little like colored pad things.
I don't think the band is digging any of this.
It is so hot, I'm gonna pass out.
No one knows who that is.
We did it.
See?
Happy. They're always happy. Watch. Hey guys, look. I got a fork.
You did it.
You showed us there's a whole world beyond the mayhem.
Oh god,
Trending,
TikTok
you
stuff.
did this.
With one tweet, you started beef with all of music.
That could be
And our
fun.
vengeance shall be swift.
I like this show. Lots of drama.
Let's get back to you doing what you
That's
do best.
cool. All
I'm
the full
ready
body
to
shots
roll
are
with it.
cool.
Well, good, because we're ready to rock with it. We're gonna rock.
Welcome to the mayhem.
Rock. We're more than just a band, we're a family. All right.
Electric Mayhem. Is that a vacuum?
Hey, Kristen Shaw, Ben Schwartz! Oh my god! Yes! Kristen Shaw and Ben Schwartz are gonna be in it.
Mayhem. Is that a vacuum?
I'm dying!
Didn't get any weirder than
Yes, my
that,
boy!
You know it.
Yes, yes, oh!
See this?
Is that Paul Abdul? Wait, was that Paul Abdul? No, it's not. Is it? She worked with us back in the 90s.
Okay, do not look into this camera. Action.
All episodes stream May 10th.
Talk about a
Okay.
cliffhanger. Disney Plus is gonna love this.
Okay, so
Everybody watch.
So they put the best of at the very end. All right, hang on a second. Like I said, I like the Electric Mayhem. I have an Electric Mayhem poster and everything. I don't... The problem is, and this trailer kind of shows it off already, the Mayhem aren't really that defined as characters, so they're shoving in not just one, but two, it looks like two main human characters to carry the show and to actually push the story forward. Which, the only reason that's a problem to me is because in any other type of Muppet characters, you wouldn't have to do that. You could add the human characters, but if you took them away, you could still have a story. And with the Mayhem, you can't do that. Now, I think it's hilarious that they're getting meta with the fact that, yeah, they never had an album. And they didn't. Like, you have a Muppet band, and the Muppets were all about music. They've never had an album. That, I think, is a very smart idea. I think that's really cool. I think that could be really, really fun, especially if they actually release a real album with the show. That'd be kind of cool. Lots of cameos by musicians and music people, which is cool. I didn't mean to pause it that much in the beginning, but I was like, hey, Trejo, what the? Because he's been doing everything with the Muppets since, like, 2014. Because I'm pretty sure he was in Muppets Now, I think. And so some of these people, though, are deep cuts for Muppet fans, not just music fans. Because it looked like Paula Abdul's going to be in it, and she was on Muppets Tonight. She had a whole episode, I think, in Muppets Tonight. So for Muppet fans that know a lot of their lore and the lore and a lot of their 45-year history of the Mayhem, you will notice some of these people just from that, let alone from the music industry, right? So that's cool. Lost my shit at Kristen and Ben, though. Like, oh my gosh. I love those two. My Aunt Jackie and I have been watching a lot of Bob's Burgers lately. Kristen Shaw, obviously amazing in that. Obviously, Gravity Falls. Ben Schwartz is my boy. He is my man. I am, like, in love with him. He is the best. He is the one person I know I would want cast in the mystery series that I'm writing, without a doubt. I know who he would be. I love him. So even though he's probably gonna have one scene in the whole effing show, very excited. And I know he loves the Muppets because he was just as excited as me on Twitter when the Haunted Mansion thing was announced. So I know that he's a genuine fan, which is super fun. Very, very exciting to see two of my faves getting at least cameos in this show. They're probably each only getting one scene. Very exciting, though. So, May 10th, we're getting all the episodes, which is interesting, because I'm pretty sure Muppets Now was a weekly show, where they only put it out once a week, which actually, I think it was only once a week, which is fine, because I don't think that was really meant to be binged. This has a story, so I can see why they want you to binge it. Muppets Now didn't have a story, you didn't really need to binge it. And to be honest, thinking about it, I realized something. I never even finished Muppets Now, because it was so boring. And I realized, I think 4 episodes in, Gonzo and Fozzie weren't going to have more than glorified cameos, so why would I finish watching it? You're taking some of the best, most iconic characters and saying, you don't get any screen time. Like, okay, why? So, that just confused me. With this, it looks like... One thing that's fascinating to me is we didn't see any other Muppets. We didn't see any other Muppet. We saw the Mayhem, and that was it, I think. They didn't tease anybody else. And I'm like, it's funny that they're not like, oh, for a joke, we can even do Muppet cameos in this Muppet show, because it stars these 6 characters. We can tease having Piggy and Chef and Kermit and Gonzo, like, in it a little bit. So maybe they won't show up at all. Maybe they'll be in flashback scenes or something like that. I'm hoping that the human characters do well and can carry it, because that's the thing. I guarantee that any plot is really going to be on their shoulders, because honestly, to me, the plot is going to be what's kind of interesting and makes me want to watch it, of them trying to find a way to record this album and kind of become a relevant band again. Because whenever it would cut to, like, the animal jokes, or like, oh, they're always happy, they've been making jokes like that about the Mayhem for literally 45 years, and I don't trust the Disney Plus crews of writers that they have to make it any more interesting than it ever has been. It's like, the Mayhem's supposed to be cool, the Mayhem is supposed to be hip, it's supposed to be, like, cooler than you'd ever be, but, and they can have their good jokes, but they're supposed to give you a banger song and then be out of there. Like, that's the thing. You know, it's think of the Muppet movie, which isn't even my favorite of the Muppet films out there. And a lot of people are like, it's the best one. I don't think it is. But what do? They come in, they paint the Studebaker, they sing a banging song, and they're out of there till, like, the 3rd act. So that's the thing. They usually are best in one scene, one song. Usually it's a showstopper song, you know, or to have little moments, like to fill out the Happiness Hotel and have little one-liners here and there, right? It's just the fact that they want to build an entire show around these guys, where I'm like, I really hope you gave the human characters a strong script, because they're the ones that are really going to have to carry the bulk of the show, and I'm sure a lot of the dialogue, because the humans talked, like, way more than I think the Muppets did in that I remember. I'm fascinated to see where it goes. I am not... Literally, I'm like, why did I feel positive about it at the end? It's literally because of Kristen and Ben. I was like, yeah! But what does that say? For me, y'all know how obsessed I am with the Muppets. What does that say for me to be more excited about 2 split-second human cameos in the trailer than, like, the Muppets themselves that are in the trailer? I think that kind of says a lot. So it's like, I'm not super excited about the Mayhem itself. But I want to see where it goes. But if I'm more excited about a couple of the cameos and the actual core of it and the actual Muppets, that's kind of a problem. Like, when I saw the Muppet Haunted Mansion trailer, I was like, it stars Gonzo, yeah! Like, I was so excited when it came out that it was, like, gonna be Gonzo's story. I was like, yeah! But there's nothing in this trailer that gives me that about the Muppets in it. And that's the thing, because what that shows is... Disney Plus shows the crossroads that Disney's at with the Muppets. Where on the one hand you have Muppets Now, which is bland and just internet jokes, and that's fine, but they miss the heart of the Muppets, because the Muppets aren't just supposed to be funny. They're supposed to have an emotional core. In my opinion, they should also have the emotional core. That's why I like the 2011 movie more than the 2014 movie. I think the 11 movie has way more of an emotional punch than the 2014 movie. Granted, it does focus a lot on nostalgia, but the Muppets have kind of done that since, like, 1992, so... And so, I just feel like, you have the... So Muppets Now is the mediocre, blah Disney Muppets, but then Haunted Mansion is, like, it has its flaws. Don't get me wrong. But for me, personally at least, who loves Gonzo and loves when there's emotional cores and has my identity is so like I relate to Gonzo so much in so many different ways. When people just say, "Oh, he just does crazy stunts," I'm like, you don't get. Even if you're watching the original, whether you're watching the original show, the newer movies, whatever, I'm like, you're missing so much of his character, right? And that's the thing with the Muppets. There should be something to miss. That there's so much in it that you could miss something. And that's the thing. It's like, Gonzo has all this great stuff, and so you give him this thing, and this kind of identity issue in it that mirrors identity issues that he kind of had in the other show, where he knows who he is, and he likes who he is, but he wants other people to also like who he is. He wants to be famous. He does want to be a movie star. He does want people to like what he does. And that's why Kermit's like, you don't have to be great to be the great Gonzo. Like, that's so important. But I don't think we're going to get anything like that out of this series. I don't think we're going to get an eighth of the emotional core that a 1 hour special gave us in this series that's, I don't even know how many episodes long. Actually, let me look it up. Let me see if it tells us. There's 10 episodes. All 10 are going to be released on May 10th. That's wow. Final thoughts, real quick. I'm sure I'll do, at very least, a review, if not another reaction type video to it at some point when it comes out. Excited for those freaking cameos, man. I'm like, Danny Trejo and Paul Abdul and Ben Schwartz and Kristen Shaw, let's go. Like, whether it's Danny Trejo and Paul Abdul because they've been in other Muppet stuff, Kristen Shaw and Ben Schwartz because I love them, and I'm just like, please be in more of my Muppets. I hope it works. I hope it's good. I am still doubtful that the Mayhem can carry a series, so I hope the human stuff is written well. I hope that the non-Mayhem stuff is funny. Because if they only rely on the Mayhem for comedy, if that's what the majority of the comedy is coming from, guarantee it's stale by the end of episode 2. That's my prediction is, if they focus most of the comedy on the Mayhem themselves, it'll be stale by the end of episode 2, because it's always the same. And again, when you're getting one awesome song and one scene per movie, or like little one-liners shot throughout, that works just fine. When it's a whole series based on these characters, I just doubt how strong they can be on their own, right? And again, that's why they have so many humans coming in. So, we'll see how it goes. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to get this out there real quick. Special thanks, as always, to my Patreon supporters with Jackie Ball, Kevin Nata, Isabella Summit. You guys are also awesome. Links to all my stuff is down below. My Twitch channel, my Patreon, my new gaming channel, if you haven't heard about that. I've been playing dating sims, a little bit of Phoenix Wright that I need to get back into. Lots of fun stuff. And let me know what your thoughts about this are below. Like, what do you guys think? Are you excited for it? Are you doubting it? Did you like Muppets Now? Because I would love to know, because I never hear anybody talk about it. I hear more people still talking about the 2015 show than Muppets Now that was like 2.5 years ago. So if you like that one, if you're excited for this one, or if you are like me and you're like, I didn't like that one and this one I'm not sure, like, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, because we haven't had a new Muppet thing to talk about for a while, and I'm very excited that we at least have something now. What cameo that was in the trailer are you most excited for? Also, was there a cameo where you were like, oh my god! Like, please let me know, because that was so exciting to me. So let me know how exciting a cameo was in it for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.